Hi everyone. So I have not done a YouTube video for a long time. My channel is just for sweets. I used to make a bunch of YouTube videos and they were mostly about craft and cooking, things like that. I haven't done one in a very, very long time. I've been really busy, as most of you know. I am a mom of 4. I have 6 grandchildren as of right now. I have been I call myself a hair therapist for almost 25 years. And as of the last, 4 years or so, I have gotten more and more into network marketing. So the purpose for this video today is that I have had a couple of people that they follow me on Facebook, they follow me on Instagram, and they're like, I just don't know how you do it. I mean, I would love to do it, but I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to do this. You know, you should really, really do videos explaining how the business works and reasons for going into it and how to be successful, things like that. Now, so I'm going to start off, basically, this is going to be the beginning, the very first video of hopefully a series, if I can, get my mind going to it. I have a huge birthday coming up this year. So this is actually something on my bucket list, is to get some of these videos done. So I guess where I want to start is when I was approached, let's go back. I've always had in my mind that I could do a side business. I would say from, I don't even know how many years it's been. I can't even tell you how many years it's been. I would say, I'm going to just throw a number out there. Let's say at least 15 to 20 years that I was like, I'm kind of a workaholic. So let's start there. Okay. So my oldest daughter is 28. And when I was pregnant with her, was working 3 jobs. Now, was I working 3 jobs because I wanted to? Maybe. But I do know that I was interested in all these different things, and I was, we were starting out, we were a newly married couple. We had this baby coming and I needed to make a better income. And he was stuck because he was a chef and he, his hours varied. So he didn't have the flexibility per se to keep working all these different jobs, which he did work some different jobs. But I felt that, I was part of the family. I was having a baby and I needed to help as much as possible. So I worked at a job that I was very comfortable at. My comfort zone, and don't laugh at me, please don't laugh at me. I worked at Burger King. I kid you not. I started working at Burger King when I was 16 years old. And trust me, I had jobs, outside of Burger King. In between, I was a server and I did all kinds of things. But when I moved back to my hometown, I knew that it was a for sure job for me. I knew people in the industry. They loved me. And I knew that I had a job. So that's what I did. It was a comfort zone. It was my comfort zone. So I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I mean, it's not amazing money, but it's money. So I'm going to go work at Burger King. And I did. So here I am. I'm 20 years old and I've gone back to Burger King because it's comfortable and I know it. And I knew that it was a no-brainer job for me. So I did it. While I was there, I discovered, honestly, I work 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. in the afternoon. I really could get a second job and I could help, save up some money or support us a little bit. So there was a Chili's opening up in Reno, and it was brand new to the area, but I had been a server in another state that I lived in. And in that state, you could be 18, but in Nevada, you had to be 21. So when I went and applied, I applied for a server because I thought, that's where my experience was. And they said, well, no, you have to be 21, so you can start out as a hostess. So I was like, that's fine. And so they were in the middle of building it, and I get the job when it's ready. And so now I'm working at Burger King, comfort zone, and I'm working at Chili's, kind of a comfort zone because I was a server for about 2 years in another state. So I went ahead and I felt comfortable, right? I'm totally comfortable. So I'm a hostess at Chili's at night and I'm working at Burger King in the morning. But Chili's couldn't give me all the hours I wanted because there were other people. It was new and they had, they always overhire. So I then got the opportunity to get another job. And it was at a jewelry company, a jewelry business in the mall. Now that was out of my comfort zone completely. Like I had done retail, but I had never done anything like that. Long story short, I ended up working all 3 jobs, right? I end up quitting Burger King because I'm very sick with this pregnancy and they are like, they are not like budging at all at letting me like sit down or whatever because it just wasn't that kind of job. So I ended up leaving that job. So then I'm working at Chili's and Rogers Jewelers. Then I also decided to get a job at a department store because I had done that too. So I get this little customer service part-time job at a Ross. So now I'm working at Ross, a jewelry store, and Chili's. See, I can't even keep up with my own story. Let me just tell you that I ended up leaving the Ross job because I was so sick. I couldn't stand. They were like, oh, too bad. So sad. You need to do your job, which, I understand, but oh my God, I can't even explain to you how sick I was. So I end up leaving there. So I'm working at Rogers Jewelers, that's the jewelry store, and I'm working at Chili's. And then eventually I cut myself down just to Chili's. So my story is that I worked in things that were in my comfort zone. But then I took that one job that was outside of my comfort zone. That to me was the beginning of where, a success story could start if you go back that far. So let's move forward. Through the years, I have 2 more kids. My husband, he's a chef now full time. I decide after my second daughter to go to beauty school because hair and makeup was always something that I did with all my high school friends growing up. They always asked me to do their hair, cut their hair, do their makeup, get ready for prom. Don't ask me why, they just asked me to do it. So, it literally hit me one day as I'm driving, working at Chili's, and my husband and I are driving, and I'm like, we drive by this beauty school, and I'm like, I wonder if I should go to beauty school. Like, this is something that I've done basically my whole life. I've never gotten paid for it, but I don't know. I'm kind of scared because I'm super comfortable at Chili's. I don't know. And then so I'm like, well, I'll go in and I'll just check it out. So I go in and I talk to the owners of the school, and what do you know? Of course, they end up signing me up. So I am doing both. I'm working at Chili's and I'm doing beauty school. And after a while, it got really hard to do both because beauty school was full time and you had a year to complete it. And so I ended up having to quit Chili's, and we really, really had to be tight with our money because I wasn't working now, and I was gonna get through beauty school so that I could have this career. So I do that, get out of school. My husband ends up injuring his back and has to go on disability for a few months. So then I really have to get out there and start working. And so I just put the pedal to the metal, went to the first salon I could find near my house. It was a commission-based job. I did it. And then, obviously I had another daughter in between that. And I think it was after her. So maybe it's kind of coming together now that I started looking at these extra businesses, right? But let me just tell you, when I looked at these extra businesses, my first thought is, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to sell anything. But I wouldn't mind having parties and getting the products at cost or wholesale or whatever and earning stuff. So that's kind of where my journey began. So I know that was a long story leading up to it, but that was the beginning of my journey. Now, if you really want to put apples to apples and oranges to oranges and you sit and you think about it, let me just tell you, in my mind, I'm telling myself, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not into a pyramid scam. I only want products at a cheaper price and I'm trying to earn. I don't mind doing catalog parties or stuff like that so people order and I can earn some stuff. But it's not in me to sell. I'm not that person. I could never, ever, ever, ever do that. But if you really think about it, let me go back to the Burger King story. When I was at Burger King, and any of you that have ever been in the food industry or selling industry, when I was taught, I was the drive-through queen. And I have a friend that could tell you that. So they always put me on the drive-through because I was friendly, I took orders quickly, and I got people in and out of the drive-through within 30 seconds unless they took their sweet time. But their number one reason for putting me in the drive-through was I was a good upseller. And they would just say to me, hey, we're having a contest. So here's the thing. And all the cashiers, so the drive-through, the front room, everything. Okay, so whoever upsells the most items will win, I don't know, like $10. Back then there was no gift card. So it was like $10 or whatever, okay? Well, shoot, $10. I mean, when you're making $4.50 an hour, $10 was huge. So I was like, cool. So basically what it was is the people would come through the drive-thru and let's say they were like, okay, I want a Whopper Jr., a small fry, and I want a medium Coke. So I would repeat the order back to them. I go, okay, that was a Whopper Jr., small fry, medium Coke. Could I interest you in perhaps a pie or maybe a milkshake today to go with your order? That's what I had to do, seriously. So if they just ordered a Whopper and a drink, then I had to say, hey, would you like some fries or onion rings to go with that? And I know this is weird because it's all coming back to me, but it's true. So let me just tell you that I would win all the time. Like I was like the upselling queen. In fact, the owners of the Burger King franchise would come in and they'd be like, yep, she's the one, man. Put her in the drive-thru. They're in, they're out. She's upselling. And so that's my point, is that even when I didn't realize I was doing it, I was doing it. Why? Because there was a goal at the end. There was something that I really wanted, whether it was a huge amount or not. The person in me was like, I want that extra $10. Like, man, I could like pay a bill. I mean, back then $10 was $10. I could put gas in my car. I could buy, maybe a new shirt at the store because back then I was young, like 16, 17 years old. So, there was always something I do. So I had this goal in mind and it was out there. And so I was going to work for it. But here I am as an adult saying, I don't sell things. I'm doing this video and I have a motivation thing that says your only limit is you. Isn't that funny? It pops up as I'm doing the video. That's funny. And that is so true. Your only limit is you, which is exactly what we're talking about. So yeah, I mean, here I am telling anybody that I sign up in an MLM, and let me tell you, I've done a lot of MLMs. If I can even just remotely tell you, there's probably just a few I have not done. But again, every single one that I did, I was like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to sell. I just want to earn products. Like if I do a catalog party or whatever. But in my own head, that's what I was telling myself. As an adult, and you think back, you're like, well, let me see. I worked at Burger King. I had to upsell fries. I had to upsell onion rings. I had to upsell milkshakes. My very first job was McDonald's. I know I sound like a fast food junkie, but same thing. I had to do that there, but I didn't do it quite as much. Chili's, someone would order and they'd be like, well, I think I want a margarita on the rocks. And then what was my job? Well, can I interest you in a top shelf margarita on the rocks? Would you like to upgrade that a little bit? It's just $2 more or whatever it was. That is what I did. Why did I do that? Well, at Chili's, when you did that, you were living on tips, right? Because eventually at Chili's, I started out as a hostess, but then I became a server. And I did that for, like 4 years. And when I would do that, what would that do? That would up the check, right? And in turn, hopefully with good service, it would also up your tip, right? Because anybody that's a decent person or tipper out there, at that point, 15% was really good. 20% was amazing. And so if you were friendly, you provided good service, you were there when they needed something, you helped them if they had a question. and you upsold, your check was higher, and so you made more money. So of course I was going to do that, right? Because I was making more money. My goal at the end of the night was to make a certain amount of money because I had bills to pay. So at Chili's, I was doing the same thing, right? I'm doing the same exact thing as I did at Burger King, as I did at McDonald's. When I was at Rogers Jewelers, I was not a salesperson. I actually was the person who would sit in the office, take payments, and then I would also like do loan applications for people that were trying to get, loans for new jewelry. Now, was it my job? Did I make any more money at Rogers Jewelers upselling? No, but it was in me. And so like when someone was looking at a ring, I'd be like, oh yeah, that is so pretty. Did you see that other one that we had? Oh my gosh. Now, I didn't do that as often there because, like I said, it wasn't my job. But hey, what am I hurting? I'm not making anything, but what am I hurting by showing somebody something that I think is prettier, better, whatever, whatever. It's still an upsell. So my point is that in your mind, you are the only person that believes that you can't do something outside of your comfort zone, right? I mean, you're the one that puts it in your head. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. And you have to change that mindset, because looking back, I want you to look back on your past jobs from the time you started working. I started working when I was 14 and a half years old. So when you started working, go back on those jobs. What did you do? Like, were you a courtesy clerk at the grocery store? Were you mowing lawns? Were you ever a Girl Scout and had to sell Girl Scout cookies? I mean, did you upsell your Girl Scout cookies? Why? Not because you were making any more money, right? You did it because you were going to earn a badge. Your troop was going to earn something if you sold the most cookies. Do you know that when I was a Girl Scout, that's how long ago it was? My mom, I was a Brownie actually, and then I went over the bridge to a Girl Scout. But my mom and my dad and my stepdad, I don't remember, I think it was my dad. My mom and my dad were still married. They would go and help me sell cookies, right? But at that point, you could go door to door. And so we would go door to door. We would sell cookies. They'd take my form to work. Why? Because I wanted the recognition that I sold the most cookies. I wanted a badge to go on my uniform that said I sold the most cookies. Do you know that one year I sold the most cookies? Not because I made any money, but because I succeeded in a goal that I wanted to achieve. That badge meant everything to me. And I know I'm kind of scattered all over the place, but my point is, if there is a goal in the long run, I don't care if it's money, I don't care if it's paying off a bill, I don't care if it's putting food on the table, I don't care if it's putting a new roof over your head, I don't care if it's going to another country and helping people over there. You have a goal. You set your goals. You're the only person. Your goals are different than my goals. Set those goals. Once you set those goals, put them on paper, right? Post them somewhere. Put them on the refrigerator, put them on a door, put them on a mirror in your bathroom. And I want you to look at those goals every day. The job that you are in currently, can you achieve those goals with that job? Can you? Could you achieve those goals if perhaps maybe you found something that you were passionate about and you did that on the side and you knew that you were doing it not to sell people, but because you believed in it, because you loved it, and because you knew it worked or you knew it was great? Could you do that? Like, could you look at yourself and go, you know what? Like, I am totally a person that loves, well, we'll just use mine, for example, health, right? Was I 20 years ago? In a sense, I was. But I know that when I find things that I like, makeup, shampoo, food, health supplements, things that work for me, I share them. I share them with as many people as I can. So to me, you're never selling anything if you're passionate about it. If you're passionate about what you're doing, then you are doing nothing but simply sharing. You share your favorite restaurant with people. You share your favorite movie with people. You share your favorite furniture store with people. You share your favorite look with people. You share your favorite hairstyles with people. You're sharing. Are you selling people when you go to them and you go, oh my gosh, this new restaurant opened up and holy moly, they had the best queso and chips I had ever had in my life. Are you selling someone? No, you are simply giving your opinion. You're sharing something that you're passionate about, and you're sharing something that you loved, and you know they will love too. So that's kind of where I'm going to end this video today. It kind of went a little bit drawn out, but that is kind of my point. I want you to watch this, and I want you. Here's your goal for today. Here is your first goal of your goals. I want you to write a list of 3 goals. Okay, 3. So one of your goals is writing down the goals. So there's one gone already. Write down 3 goals. Highlight them, put them in big black ink. I want you to tape them somewhere where you can see them every day. Put reminders in your phone and set an alarm that says, hey, I'm still working on this goal. Hey, I want you to research. I want you to go out there and find something that you are completely passionate about. I know there's something that everybody's passionate about. People are passionate about fishing. People are passionate about cooking. People are passionate about, having the best makeup. I mean, people are passionate. People are passionate about looking on Pinterest, for goodness sakes. So find something and research it and look and go, and don't research too hard. Just go, you know what? I love hair. I think I might want to get into like a hair shampoo MLM and check it out and see if it works, and or see what other people are saying. Or I love health supplements, or I love exercise, or I want you to look, and I want you to write down 3 underneath that, 3 things that you know that you're passionate about that you could share with as many people as you wanted. You're not selling. Remember that. You're not selling. You are sharing. You are sharing your love of something that you have passion about. So that's your goal with this video. So as we close, I want you to remember this. Your jobs in the past. Really think about them. What did you have to do? Did you have to share, upsell? When you're telling yourself, I can't do it, I'm not made to do this, you're better at this than I am, you have more network marketing people than I do, or you have a bigger network than I do, you know more people than I do. I want you to really look in the past and see what you did in the past. And I want you to really think about, what was my job description in those jobs? What did I really do? Now, why did I do it? Because there was a paycheck at the end, right? Like, you did your job the way you were supposed to, hopefully, because there was a paycheck or a reward at the end of that, right? Did you love your job? Do you love your job now? Are you passionate about what you do now, or do you just go through the motions? These are things that I want you to think about. These are things that I had to think about. Now, I can honestly tell you, I love hair. I love color more than anything. I love doing color. I love talking to people. Now, is it getting hard on my body with how old I'm getting? Yes, it is. But there's other passions that I have. So I know that I can still do my passion of hair, give advice about hair, give advice about the right shampoo to use, give advice about, how to take care of it, how to style it, things like that. And I can also have a passion for health, or I can have a passion for the best shampoos to use, things like that on the side, and be just as passionate about that as I am about hair. But ask yourself this, are you happy where you're at right now? If you're not, and you see yourself being somewhere else in the future, or making more money, or paying off your debt, or living a different lifestyle, only you can change that, only you. So you need to change your mindset that's in between, well, as I just posted today, in between your ears, it can be in between your temples, wherever in between this head of yours. You have to change your mindset. Once you change your mindset and you stop caring about what other people think, you will be successful. So that's where I'm gonna end it for today. And I will try to get some more videos going. But anyway, feel free to ask any questions. I'm here to answer. And thank you all. And thank you to the ones that requested that I do this. This is actually something that is out of my comfort zone as far as I can't say trying to be a leader. See, I'm even setting myself up for failure. Being a leader, being the leader that I know I am, this is something that is new to me. So thank you for those of you out there. You have no idea how much you've pushed me into doing something out of my comfort zone. So I appreciate that. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I'm on my way to work, and happy Wednesday. God bless.